Hello and welcome to Grumpy Gamers. You're here with me, Pete, and along with me this week I have Ben.
Hello.
And Eddie.
Hello.
Hello. So I'm back. I'm no longer quite as treacherous as apparently I was last week.
Nice.
Yeah, solid betrayal by not being there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I gave you lots of warning and then I confirmed early on the day, but sure, traitor. Traitor is the term we're going with there. Despite both you seeming quite pleased it was just you two and
absolutely.
willfully talking for fucking ages.
Yeah, it was a long one, wasn't it? Wasn't it 2 hours?
It was a quality 2-hour show, I think.
Nice. We do like to go on. Yeah.
I did enjoy the
2 hours
feedback
of quality entertainment.
Yeah, and I enjoyed the feedback from one of the friends of the show saying, isn't it nice when Ben and Eddie are free of Pete's tyranny?
Yes. Yes.
There's a great comment. Love that.
That echoes everyone of Grumpy Gamers, I think. Thank you.
Yeah. Sadly, that's the only bit I enjoy about the show is being tyrannous, so shut up when I'm talking.
Nice.
Anyway, we are obviously going to go through the news, the new releases, and a bit of what we've been playing. But our feature this week, just to start it off, is the Ubisoft Forward presentation from last week.
I love how you say Ubisoft.
I know, I change it every time.
Yeah, but Ben, you also say it like that. Is it?
I say Ubisoft. Pete, you say it?
Ubisoft.
No, you don't say it. You say
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. You say Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's not a fucking. It's a completely made up thing. They haven't given us pronunciation guidelines.
Until this podcast, I've always called it Ubisoft. So
that's 3 ways.
Exactly. Yeah, and I honestly change it based on who I last heard.
Yes, that's normally what I do. Yeah.
Well, Eddie, I can tell you now that nobody says it like you, so I don't know where you got that
No,
from.
I know, and that's why I don't use it anymore, because the last person I heard say it says Ubisoft. Ubisoft sounds just weird and shit. No, you're wrong.
They all sound shit, to be honest. It's a crap name. Anyway, that's getting aside the point. They had a presentation last week, and we will be focusing on that. But before that, there's a couple of things we should probably point out as usual. And well, actually, only one of them is as usual. And that's that, Ben, you're going to be streaming on Thursday, aren't you?
Yeah, streaming Thursday. Ooh. We streamed Spider-Man Miles Morales last Thursday. Part 1's on YouTube now. Part 2 should be coming this Thursday at 7 p.m. on Twitch, Grumpy Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed it more than I would do if I was playing it myself. So
well, yeah, I mean, I made that point because you are not a Spider-Man fan.
No,
so.
I hate Spider-Man. My God.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed watching it. So, that says something I think on it immediately. But the other thing I feel we should bring to everyone's attention here is that next week is actually our 100th episode.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Big time.
Big time. We've been doing this almost 2 years, boys. 100 episodes. So to celebrate, we are going to be doing one of our competitive ranking features on the top protagonists in gaming for us.
Because they always go so well.
They always go flawlessly.
Seamless and
I always feel like I'm fairly treated. I always feel like I'm fairly treated in those.
You definitely are, yes.
Don't bring someone from Persona 5, please. Fucking hell.
No, I've learned my lessons. I can't get Joker in there because you'll just. This is it, listeners. I have to make strategic decisions because Pete and Eddie are uncouth.
Uncouth.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you want to see Ben's terrible choices get what they richly deserve, that's going to be on the show next week. But sadly, there is also a Nintendo Direct, so we will, of course, talk about that too.
Sadly, that's a great. Never mind. Doesn't matter. I'm fed up with your tyranny.
Less than 5 minutes in. Fantastic stuff. Well, it's your turn now, Ben. You're onto the news.
Yeah, okay. Right, onto the quick news. First up, we have Xbox sales in Japan. They were thought to be almost 500,000, reported by Famitsu at 410,000. Though there have been contrary reports, and these appear to have maybe been overstated as Media Create. They are a paid service that provide numbers. They estimate 150k combined of the Series S and the Series X. Okay. So it's quite
bit of a difference.
Quite a difference. I mean, materially in the world, it's probably not huge because you don't expect much in Japan. But this generation was thought to be doing a lot better in Japan with the Xbox. So I suppose we're yet to find out real numbers, and interesting when we do actually, or if we do find out official numbers from Xbox one day. But hopefully it is doing a bit better because I think there is a market there to be had for Xbox. Next one. This one's for you, Eddie. Football Manager will release on the 8th of November, day one into Game Pass, again, like last year. And it's also coming to the PS5 for the first time, and it's going to have official UEFA licenses for the Champions League, Europa League, all that kind of stuff for the first time. So a little bit more immersion in the game, and 8th of November is when that's going to come for us on Game Pass. That's pretty cool, right?
That's pretty cool. I mean, I kind of expected it being on Game Pass because the last one was, but... I tell you what, them having the official licenses, my imagination's running wild with me here, but they could, because they'll have like the music and everything else, they might actually bring a lot of it into it. Do you know what I mean? Like in FIFA, when you qualified for them, they had the big, kind of a cutscene,
the fanfare stuff,
and then they have the music in the background and everything.
We've talked about this, Eddie, and I think Football Manager need to make more of a big deal of these things and actually bring the immersion in and make a bit more of a fanfare with this stuff. Absolutely. But you know what will happen? It'll just be in the top left corner. It'll just have the official logo. That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
That's literally what it'll be. But
that's all you need.
That's cool. Next up, there's a new Nintendo Switch OLED model coming, and it's the Pokemon version. It's coming a few weeks before the new game comes out, and it looks really, really nice. For those of you who may have just bought the Splatoon version, you might be thinking you wish you got the Pokemon one. So, shame. Then we had 10 seconds of God of War gameplay footage shown.
My God.
That's great. Then we had Silent Hill 2 remake images leaked online. Again, great.
Yeah.
Right. But big news, Splatoon 3 released last Friday, and it sold in its first 3 days in Japan only 3.5 million copies, making it the biggest launch of a Nintendo Switch game in Japan ever. So that's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
Splatoon is so big in Japan. It's such a huge franchise in Japan, and we'll be talking more about that later in the What We've Been Playing section.
How much is it, Ben?
£40.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of yen.
How much is that in yen?
10 billion.
It's not a lot of money that for. Well, I don't know what you're expecting. Sorry.
No, I mean, I was thinking of 3.5 million times that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. I did that this morning as well. I was thinking, well, this probably costs about 50 million to make. Wow, Japan alone, they have smashed it. But yeah, it's a 40 quid game. I mean, Nintendo Switch games don't work on the same principle that Xbox games or PS5 games in particular work on with the £70 stuff. They're not nowhere near that price actually. So a brand new Nintendo Switch game you can generally pick up for £40 to £45, and sometimes even cheaper. If you go on Shop 2, you're probably getting, I think I saw it for £37. Yeah. So pretty good.
Looking for it 10 years later, it's the same price. But
oh yeah, it will never come down. Maybe it will go up. I went into CEX the other day and I saw Smash Brothers for £45 second hand.
Oh God. Yeah, mental.
Yep,
yes.
that's where we live in. As Pete mentioned earlier, tomorrow/yesterday, if you're listening today,
nice.
40-minute Nintendo Direct is announced. So we'll be talking about that next week at the start of the show.
Yeah.
No point me going into any rumours because they'll be out of date immediately. And breaking news, 5 minutes before we started recording, Bonnie Ross, head of 343 Industries and Halo, has left, is leaving imminently, maybe been sacked, something like that. So,
wow.
Yeah, that game obviously got a lot of bad press in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Who knows? But it's surely not a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's...
Might suggest a redirection for Infinite, though.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Yep.
Well, it needs something.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on behind the scenes there. And I imagine there are some unhappy people, or at least unhappy with the feedback of the community rower.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's the quick news.
Yes, indeed. So we're on to the real news.
I'll go first, because mine's just a bit of handbags at dawn, if you will. Jim Ryan, that's Sony's boss, calls the offer of Call of Duty on PlayStation inadequate. So this comes from Eurogamer. Xbox Phil Spencer last week attempted to placate concerns it might be looking to make the hugely popular Call of Duty series, which the CMA called... What's CMA again?
That's the commissions thing. What's it called? Commissions...
Oh, fuck.
Something authority or something?
Yes, Markets Authority? Marketing?
Yeah, I mean, we're from the UK and they are UK.
Yeah, we should
but
know.
We
They
don't
basically
know.
like
We forgot. It's
regulate
last
that
week.
shit, don't they, basically?
Yeah.
Important and capable of making a material difference to the success of rivals gaming platforms. An Xbox exclusive... Fuck me. Sorry, my computer's having a right mare. Keeps on going up and down. You know why? It's because I've got two mouses plugged in? No.
Surely
Mice?
it's not. Mice.
Is it
Two
mice with computer mouse?
Let's go with it. There's been a lot of certainty about the biggest news of the week. Yeah,
Yeah, this is the big story. This is the one. This is one everyone's talking about. But you know what? Plug in 2 mice, baby.
Yeah, well, because one's... You know why, Ben? It's because one's my normal mouse that I use for this computer, and one's the silent one, so I don't get shouted at in between podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah, damn fucking right. Stop clicking on shit. Move on.
That's a necessity in this program. My tyranny is the bad tyranny. Right, yes. He says, staring at his phone 12 feet away.
All right, I'll move on. An Xbox exclusive if the acquisition gained approval, insisting that it had provided a signed agreement to Sony in January to guarantee Call of Duty on PlayStation with feature and content parity for at least several more years beyond the current Sony contract. I thought that was quite interesting, beyond the current Sony contract. I just assumed it was going to go.
Yeah,
but
that's
anyway.
true. Yeah.
This, it said, was an offer that goes well beyond typical gaming industry agreements. That was Phil Spencer. Now, though, Sony boss Jim Ryan has hit back, telling game industry buzz.biz. That's it. I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into the public forum. He then called the deal inadequate on many levels.
Right, so yeah, it's a business tactic. Okay, right, as it all has.
Yeah. I mean, Phil Spencer obviously came out and said that they'd offered Call of Duty for 3 years. We've been saying that for weeks, months, or whatever. That's the deal on the table because that's what's advertised.
Yeah.
Now, this Jim Ryan saying this, you just got to ask, like, what's the play here? Now, he's kind of got to say this, hasn't he? He's they're with the whole CMA thing, and they're trying to either elongate the deal or stop the deal altogether, but probably just like push it back a few months or something.
Yeah.
He's kind of got to say this to back up, because what can he say? Like, what can he come out and say, yeah, we've accepted the deal? If they accept the deal, then what does that mean? They accept the whole thing and they've got no problem with the deal?
Exactly.
If they accept the 3 years, so he's got to say it's unacceptable. Like, there's big fanfare over this week. I've said fanfare so many times this episode.
You already have, yeah. We're like 7 minutes in.
There's a big, like, hurrah, whatever.
Sure.
About this week. But I think a lot of this stuff that we're seeing with the CMA saying their piece and with Jim Ryan, everyone's just playing their role in the soap opera.
Yes.
Like this.
Essentially, this stuff from Jim Ryan is just, no, CMA needs to make a decision on this. I'm not going to make it easy for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to chime in on this.
Yeah.
Going to see what I can get. Maybe I'll get a better deal. Maybe the CMA goes, oh yeah, okay. Well, maybe they agree with him, and then they get 5 years out of it or whatever. Like, it's just, you've got to push back, and it's literally his job. If he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't be doing his job right.
Yeah. Yeah. And the same could be said of Phil Spencer for pretty much everything he says about it. So...
Absolutely, it's actually really it's a little bit of a tactical battle, and it's I quite enjoy it. But
I ignore it completely, but I have no problem with it.
Yeah, we kind of cut through that one pretty quick, didn't we? Everyone's playing their roles, so yep, there we go.
That's the news for you. Everyone's playing their roles.
Right, shall I move us on then? There was another showcase. I know we're talking about Ubisoft later on, but there was another showcase this week. It was the Disney and Marvel Gaming Showcase.
Really?
And I know we were all looking forward to this.
I missed this completely. That's not good.
Well, don't worry, Pete, because I'll summarise it for you.
Yeah, fantastic.
But so September is a huge month. We have the Nintendo Direct coming. We have a rumoured Sony State of Play, which should be big. The Ubisoft forward, we got this Marvel one. There might be some other ones. It's like a secondary E3 all over again. But this was, I quite liked the format of this one, actually. I know this has been getting a lot of heat, but it's about 30 games they showed in 24 minutes.
Okay, that's the way to do it.
They were not playing around, and I respect it. I've picked out some main ones that I saw, should probably summarise. First one I don't know the name of. There was a Mickey Mouse platformer on Switch. Okay. Then Marvel Midnight Suns got a December 2nd release date. You play as an original hero in a card-based XCOM style RPG. Now, I think there was some surprise about the combat being as kind of turn-based or not as action-packed as it could be in this type of stuff. I thought this was always what we were expecting. I didn't know anybody was expecting anything different. And I thought it looked quite good. The only thing that I would say is that there was an extra trailer on kind of the characters in it, and I thought there'd be more heroes than I saw. But there were different ones than you usually associate with like the Marvel films or whatever. So that's good for Marvel fans. But I think it looks quite good actually. This game. So then we had some Lego Star Wars DLC. So anybody still playing that and wanting that, there is that. Then we had the first of the Avatar games shown. So it was only very brief, and when I say shown, I mean 10 seconds. So I've got nothing else to say on it.
You've already spent more than 10 seconds talking about
it. Yeah, that's it. Then we had a second Avatar game, which is an MMO RPG shooter on mobile. It's single player and multiplayer.
Weird.
This got more screen time than the main game, I think. So yeah, it's a mobile game, but it actually looked quite good. I mean, when mobile games look good, you're like, oh, but I'm never going to play it.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
Never mind. It's a game that I didn't know called Gargoyles from way back in the day. It's getting a remastered version. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Speedstorm, which looks like a Disney kart racer. Disney's answer to Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the stranger ones and bigger reveals was Black Panther and Captain America game set in World War II, made by Amy Hennig. So big, like kind of all-star game developer making it and being given some pretty big IPs, and it's just showcasing that Marvel. I think this is Marvel showcasing that they've just got a lot of other ideas that they think that they can put together, and there's
Amy
a bit
Hennig,
of.
she did Jack and Daxter.
Oh fuck! From PlayStation.
I think she's got a.
I think
a
she's
huge
Uncharted
resume.
and Jack and Daxter, isn't she?
Yeah, she's Uncharted
sure there's another
is
one as
the
well.
big one.
Yeah.
She was involved in that Star Wars project that got canned.
Yes.
But yeah, Uncharted was the main one. But I think she's generally regarded as a big cheese in that developer space.
Legacy of Kain. That's it. That's the other one.
Legacy of Kain.
Yeah.
Jesus. Soul
Great-
Reaver
great
Legacy of
CV.
Kain.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Okay. So that's looking more promising now that we know that she's involved as well. And then we had footage on Aliens Dark Descent. Do you remember that trailer that we had ages ago, that CGI trailer, and then we got 5 seconds, we were like, ooh, what's this now? When is this top down? But it actually looks really good. It's an XCOM style Aliens game, and I think it looks actually really good. So it's definitely one that I'll be checking out.
Nice.
But I like the style of show. They had a guy from Kind of Funny doing the presentation. As I said, this is kind of. I've seen a lot of people have been negative about this, but I love it. In and out, 24 minutes. If there's something you like, great. If not, there's just a shit ton of games that are just being announced. I thought that's brilliant.
Yeah, it gives you something to jump off on, and if you see something you like, go and find it yourself.
Yeah, and if you don't like anything, well, it's 24 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a few seconds of your time. It's not a problem.
Yeah,
nice.
Don't worry about it. Yeah,
awesome. That's quite promising. I mean, the fact that there's 2 XCOM style games in there tells us just how much we rely on XCOM style as a genre.
Man, XCOM. I mean, we're going to talk about one later on in our main feature, but XCOM style games are all the fashion, aren't they?
They really are, yeah. And it's just the fact that we use XCOM as the descriptor.
Yeah,
it always is.
How
isn't
often
it?
do we say that? How often? Like, it's crazy.
Isometric
But maybe,
RPG, basically.
maybe in a year or two's time, we might be saying, "Oh, Aliens Dark Descent style."
No one will be saying that. Can I put money on right now that no one will be saying that?
I'll say it.
XCOM's a lot shorter. That's the point. Well, it was a bit of a week of show. I mean, it is a week of showcases. September is a showcase week because we also had the Edge Runner special live stream, didn't we? From
Damn
CD
right.
Projekt.
Damn right.
Yeah, so that was last Tuesday, the 6th. And me and Ben both watched it at least and texted at the time, didn't we? Because there was some pretty big news dropped there as we learnt that, well, first off, we learned that Keanu Reeves is coming back as Johnny Silverhand in Cyberpunk 2077.
Lovely.
And his announcement was that an expansion is coming called Phantom Liberty, which is coming to all the new consoles in 2023.
So he gave the presentation. He what?
No, he did his usual bit where he jumps in on screen and makes an announcement.
Wow, that's cool. I'm actually surprised by that. I thought after the shocking release of the game, I thought he might distance himself.
Yeah,
a little
I
bit.
loved the fact that he was. I mean, I loved it. He does it the same every single time.
Yeah,
like "Hi, I'm Keanu Reeves."
Yeah, but it's Keanu Reeves. I'm going to watch this now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Just in the back, just mute your mic as you do.
But that immediately makes you go, "I'm in."
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited now.
Yeah, and it suggests that they've actually recorded new stuff for Johnny Silverhand's character.
Can I just say that this game is being this expansion is being released on the best platform of all for Cyberpunk, and that is Stadia.
Yeah, as well as Xbox Series, PlayStation 5 and PC.
But Stadia.
Can you please play it on Stadia? And just
because Stadia was basically the only thing, apart from like normal PCs, that you could play it on originally. Stadia was the best place. If you were just a normal gamer and you didn't have an amazing PC, Stadia was the best place to play Cyberpunk.
Right, no one who's a normal gamer has Stadia.
If you were a normal gamer,
you wouldn't have Stadia.
Actually, that Venn diagram doesn't really work. But
they are exclusionary and completely. Yeah,
no offense to anybody who has Stadia.
No, none at all. No, but yeah, you.
But seriously, why have you got it?
If you had it, why have you still got it? Yeah. So yes, though the details given to us were light, it's going to focus on a specific district of Night City and continue V's story with a new cast and plot. Which, for me, this was the biggest thing in the live stream, to be honest. I've been saying forever I still believe the DLC's coming, and now I have proof. So
the only downside is that it is the only big DLC that is planned now. They're not planning to do anything else. They're going to be moving on to The Witcher 4, and that is pretty much it, unfortunately. So all of this big hype that we were thinking it could be doing this, that, and the other, it doesn't seem to be the case. This is the only planned one in the offing.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I think I know which bit of Night City it's going to be in, and I'm just interested to see what we get, to be honest, at this stage.
If they add another 10 hours of content now, that's actually a big ask, isn't it? Because the original game is only about 25 in story.
Exactly.
If it is maybe 7 hours, let's say, I think that's a big difference, like to Cyberpunk. I think that's a big play.
Yeah, massively so. And I mean, I'm just hoping for. I mean, bear in mind it could be bigger then. Like, look at Blood and Wine for The Witcher.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that, Pete. I didn't want to say it.
It could be. I'm not expecting it to be. But if it's anything like Hearts of Stone, it'll be 10, 12 hours. If it's anything like Blood and Wine, we're looking at 20. I bloody hope so. The lower end of that.
Yeah, I really hope so.
I would say 10 hours is probably reasonable. Unless you're like me and you'll just do absolutely everything they bring in, because why not? In which case it might be a bit longer. So, yes, so this was the major thing for me. And this came hand in hand with a bit of news on the final major update for the older consoles as well. Which includes an overhaul to the cop system, vehicle combat, and some new gameplay for Melee, and a bit of new cyberware as well, I think. And also brought in a few extra little bits and pieces like weapons and guns inspired by the Edge Runners series release, which is tomorrow, or if you're listening to this, yesterday. So that is dropping on the 13th, which is Tuesday. And is obviously the Netflix anime, which I don't know about you guys, but I will definitely watch.
Oh, it looked really good from what they showed. I was already interested, but I hadn't watched really the previous kind of trailer stuff that you talked about, Pete. So this was really my first time having a look at it, and the fact that it runs on a concurrent timeline to the game. I mean, off the back of all this show, I started a new game on Cyberpunk. I'm about 4 hours in, and I'm going to love watching the anime tomorrow and playing the game all over again. Like it's I'm really looking forward to playing more of it and watching that show. I love the world. Absolutely love the world.
That's the thing, isn't it? The world is brilliant, and the setting is great. And I think the fact that it is almost concurrent but not overlapping, if you know what I mean. Like, you never run into V or anything like that. But it does mean that other characters can appear. I'm really interested to see what they do with that.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely tempting me to play again, but it doesn't take much to tempt me to play Cyberpunk, to be fair.
No, I'm glad that I've gone back in, because I've been saying it for a while, and just starting it again and just getting over that first initial couple of hours, you're like, I do like being back in the world. It's just such an easy play. Like, it's easy to get immersed in that world. Really, really easy.
Exactly. And the other thing we should mention from the Edge Runners update for the game, by the way, is the fact that they are actually bringing in a few extra things in the world. So they've got Roach Race now, haven't they, coming in? Which is a horse racing arcade game.
It's also on your mobile.
Yeah, and this is the kind of thing we wanted to see in the game, wasn't it? Was that extra stuff to sort of make the world feel fuller.
Yeah, it was, yep.
So it's nice to see some of that, even if we'll probably never got everything they were hoping.
Yeah.
And I suppose the final thing to mention for the anime from my part is it's got Giancarlo Esposito in it, hasn't it?
Yes.
Who's that? I think I love that person. Who's that?
He's the enemy in Far Cry 6.
Oh, yes, of course, from Breaking Bad.
Exactly
Yeah.
I was trying to think of the character name in Breaking Bad and struggling
Absolutely.
desperately. What is his name? That's going to drive me mad. Never mind.
In Breaking Bad,
what is his name?
Chicken bad guy.
Yeah, Chicken Man.
Yes.
Chicken Man.
Yeah.
Classic Chicken Man.
Classic Chicken Man. But if anyone hasn't heard anything about Edge Runners, it is obviously anime. It is completely English soundtrack as well, and it's heavily inspired by Akira and Ghost in the Shell. Hopefully the anime, not the movies, because I didn't hear too much great about the two movies.
I didn't hear great about the Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell either.
Yeah. I've heard some reasonable ones from Akira, but that just looked too weird for me to bother watching it with the odd
Anyway,
animation
we
stuff.
no doubt will do a full review of that show. We don't often talk about TV shows on this. We did a little bit on Resident Evil recently, didn't we? But I think because Pete and I at least are going to watch all of this. I don't, and Eddie, I'm sure, dip in as well. So I think in a couple of weeks we will do a full kind of review of this TV show.
Yeah. So look forward to that.
That would be good, because I think it looks fucking horrendous. So,
okay, well, me and Pete will do a full review. No, Eddie, you'll have to watch one episode.
Oh, no, I will. And that's why, to argue against you two, because I think this looks like one of the worst things I'll ever watch. Yeah.
One of the best things, yeah.
You're not a big anime fan, though, are you, Eddie?
It has to be good for me to like anime. Like Love, Death and Robots is fucking amazing.
Only some of those are really anime, though, aren't they?
But the good ones are amazing as well.
Yeah.
The bad ones are, what the hell just happened? But yeah, I take your point. Well, I suppose we should stop talking about it for now, and we'll come back to it in 2 weeks then, when we've actually watched it.
Absolutely.
For now, we should be on to the new releases.
Coolio. That's me this week. First one, Blind Fate, Edo no Yami.
Close enough. Let's go with it.
Yeah, Edo no Yami.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm offending a lot of people right now. This is coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch September 15th. Dive into a world that mixes sci-fi and ancient tradition. Slash through robots with a trusty katana. There you go, Ben. Use high-tech implants to navigate the surroundings. Dodge enemy attacks and land devastating finishes. Reclaim the past following the way of the Japanese samurai in the fantastic period of New Edo.
Nice.
Edo. It's a Souls-like I don't know why I've put sound like there. It's a 2.5D hack and slash. It's got great music. The visuals look alright. You have abilities and sensors that you can change and whatnot. It looks okay. What do you guys think? I think you two like this more than me.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
The thing is, it's one of those where until you start seeing reviews of it, you don't really know, because games like this require such tight controls, don't they? It looks fairly nice graphically and what it's trying to do.
Yes.
It looks like it could be quite good on the Switch, but it is that 2.5D hack and slash kind of Souls-like you've put. So yeah, I can see it having an audience. It's got a cool genre that they're going for, I think. This sci-fi kind of
it's
samurai
almost cyberpunky, isn't it?
Almost
it is,
cyberpunk. Yeah. Their second tag is cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they all do that just to get the fucking clicks. So you can't really have that.
Probably not looking to play this, to be honest, though. But we'll see the press.
I'll go fuck myself then. Next one, we are coming to Despots game, dystopian army builder. Despots, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. No, it's not going on PC. PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, September 15th. I think this is already out on PC. That's why. It's in early access.
Early access,
Steam.
yep.
There you go.
Yep.
So, dive into... No, fuck me, I'm all over the place. Guide puny humans through Despots game, a roguelike tactics army builder. Equip your team and sacrifice them through procedural dungeons as you fight enemies and other players. Why does it finish with an exclamation mark there? Does it supposed to... you fight
because they
enemies...
don't consider that somebody like you will be reading this, and they think that somebody may have some rhythm to their...
Well, I'm sorry. So, equip your team and sacrifice them through procedural dungeons as you fight enemies and other players.
It's like adding multiplayer. Boom.
Fucking hell, that's bad. It's a kind of an auto battler game, which I didn't know was a genre, but they keep on saying it on all the descriptions, so it's a thing. The focus is on basically army management. So you can change where you place them. You can change what you equip your men with. You can train them up, and then you kind of click go, and then they go and fight whoever's in the arena. It's got an arcade kind of art style. I'm not gonna lie, I really like the look of this.
I thought you might.
Yeah, it's something. It's something about the fact that we all know I like to equip things to things. So
yes, yeah.
I do like
training up a team. Come on now.
You know why I play Football Manager more than FIFA? I think it's because it's all out of your hands. While in FIFA, it's all in your hands. So I get fucking frustrated when I lose because I go, it's your fault that you lost. But with Football Manager, it's all about preparing your team to do the best. I think this game I will like because it's all about preparing your team, equipping them. It's all about using your brain, and then you watch them go and do their thing. I think I like it.
Sometimes it's hard to judge you, Eddie, because you said you like the art style here. Now, another game that could look like this, you would say looks horrendous.
Slam it, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Do
you know what it is? I think it's because it's so simple, and they do little jumpy and happy emotions. There's something about it that makes me...
Again, I wouldn't have said that was the game changer for you, but yeah.
Yeah. It's probably because it looks like mechanically quite a good game, so I give it a lot more credit than
this is exactly it. It does, as long as he likes the look of the mechanics, he'll suddenly be
absolutely. God, if it's a Switch game. Oh, rip it to shreds.
It's literally on Switch.
It's on Switch, you know what I mean? A Switch only game. A Nintendo game. There you go.
Oh,
okay. There we go. Next one, Fractured Online, coming out on PC September 15th. Define your own destiny in this dynamic open world sandbox MMORPG. I hate when they do that. Explore vast fantasy worlds, fight monsters and other players in dynamic PvE and PvP battles, gather resources, set up a trade empire, grow your virtual home to a major city, or conquer others. Choose your own way. There you go, Ben. Was that better?
Marginally, yeah.
Thank you. So this game you can craft, build, learn skills, equip, trade. You can kind of go your own way with things, but it kind of, to me, all looks like every other MMORPG. So
I'm
not
so
for me.
glad you said that. So because I was going to say, I'm going to leave this to you and Pete to kind of say, because to me this just looks like a poor man's version of every other game trying to be this.
Yeah,
I was going to go to Pete because maybe he'll say better things, because he's the MMORPG guy. So
I mean,
he is.
I literally only play one of them. Yes.
You are that guy. For this podcast, you are the absolute authority.
yeah, absolutely.
No, I would agree with both of you. It's got the art style, everything about it looks a bit like a cheaper version of Elder Scrolls Online, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
It even looks like a cheaper version of like Divinity and all those types of games. Like,
I mean,
I'm not going to lie.
Screen, by the way, is pretty much lifted entirely from Divinity.
If you look at some of the gameplay, it's wonky as well. It's not clean.
it is early access though, right?
Yeah. I guess you can always hide behind that.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem for me was I knew I wasn't going to like it much when I realised there was a typo in their own blurb.
Oh dear.
Because what they say is not choose, it's chose your own way.
Chose your own way. Oh god, not on the Steam homepage. Surely somebody from that team has looked at that. Oh, maybe it was just too much effort to get it changed.
It is early access, I mean.
Oh god, yeah. I thought that was Eddie. I thought that was the typo on one of you putting that.
No. That's
I'm seeing it on the Steam
You don't
page.
think Pete types things out, do you?
No, I literally copy paste them in unformat.
I would have put my money more on Eddie going, that's not how you spell choose.
Okay, that I could believe, yes. But no, that is from the Steam page. That's how they spelt that.
Fair enough. Sorry, Eddie. Apologies.
Indicative of the effort level I think they put into their game. So,
Yeah. Just copy and paste up mechanics and get lots of money. Brilliant. Next one looks like a good one though. Metal Hellsinger. PC, PlayStations, Xboxes. It's on Game Pass day one, baby, and day one is September 15th. Slay to the rhythm of metal and vengeance on an infernal journey through the 8 hells. Make them fear the beat. Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm first-person shooter bursting with demons, badass weapons, and heavy metal music. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a game where your ability to shoot on the beat will enhance your gameplay experience. The more in sync you are with the rhythm, the more intense the music will become, and the more destruction you will cause. How fucking cool does that sound? We saw this somewhere, didn't we? Probably about a month ago, wasn't it?
We did see it, and I think there was a demo out. I didn't try it. I know that loads of people did, and it got some good chat and good rumbles about it. So I think this is gearing up to be a really good release on Game Pass.
yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's already won lots of awards, you know.
Yeah, well, this is it. It's obviously Doom style gameplay, isn't it? But I think bringing in the music is a significant element, especially when they've got a hell of a collection of bands.
Yeah, and specifically for this, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all new material made for this game, which probably has to be in order to work with that rhythm based, getting more intense. The better you play, or the more you are.
You're going to get a lot of people playing this that wouldn't necessarily usually play this type of game just for the music, aren't you?
Exactly.
Like that's gonna happen. I mean,
and
we
if
know
it's well executed, this will be amazing.
Yeah, we know John is going to be listening to this.
Yeah, he said he likes this. Yeah.
We know that's going to happen. So I think this is looking like it's going to be a good game.
It's Game Pass as well, so it will drag someone like me who has no interest in this over just to see what it's like.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice one. Next one, Ultimex. PC, VR, and Quest 2, September 15th. Your mech is ready. The crowd roars. Welcome to the arena. Should have shouted that one, sorry. The thrill of professional athletics meets the precision of purpose-built machines in Ultimex, the next multiplayer VR gaming experience from Resolution Games. First of all, no one has ever said the thrill of professional athletics. No one has ever said that line before. If there's one thing athletics is, it's not thrilling. Anyway, this is ran over.
That's powerful. Okay, you got a load of
sorry, Ben,
out there going, sorry.
Oh, right, so you're after this podcast, you're going to switch on a bit of athleticsy.
Yeah, to watch the thrill of it.
Very good. Can't argue with that. This game is it's a VR game where you kind of shoot rockets at a ball to score. By the looks of it, people are saying it's Rocket League VR. So obviously, I'm all
It is, isn't it?
yes. I've got to admit, they didn't shy away from the idea of like building the arena exactly like Rocket League, have they?
But even the menu screens and things are
Yes.
just like the customization screens in it.
Yes.
I honestly had to look it up to see if it was made by the same people who made it.
They're not. Yeah, look that up.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool. I think for a VR game, I think this could be really, really good.
If I had VR, I would definitely buy this.
Yeah.
I'll put it out there right now. It looks like it could be one of your Rocket League games. Jump on, have a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. The only I think the VR is quite niche as it is to get a multiplayer VR game, and then to let's say this gets a couple of months old, who's going to be playing it? That type of stuff. That's the only risk with this stuff. Looks good though.
To counter that, I never have problems finding people to play online, even with I once went back to Battlefield 4 5 years after it came out, and it took about 2 minutes to load a game.
I still say that's a little different when you're getting Ultimex, this very niche, already in a niche console space
Niche
in VR
upon
or whatever.
niche upon niche,
It's
right,
niche
yeah.
on niche crime. It's there's 10 people out there, and if they're in different time zones, they're never going to see each other.
Really struggle. Struggle. Oh, and then you just play the same 10 people every time as well.
They're going to have to get on a Reddit and tell each other when they're
there'll be a
playing.
Reddit for this. Yeah.
That world rankings board will be savage on whoever's in 10th.
Yes.
Definitive proof you're the worst player at this game in the world.
Yes, but you're also
Anyway.
10th best in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
I am the 10th
You can put that
best
on your
player.
CV.
So how'd you spin it? How'd you spin it, man?
Shit, I might actually get this and a
all
VR
about
just so I can say I'm the top 10 in the world.
Eddie, you don't need to. That's the beauty of it. You can still be 10th in the world
I'll
and
be
not even
11th.
own a VR.
Fine, I'm 11th.
Just buy it.
Joint 11th in the world.
All right, let's move on. Wayward Strand coming out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, and Switch, September 15th. September 15th is a heavy day, isn't it? Jeez.
It is, yeah.
Wayward Strand is a heartfelt story told in a curious way. Hop aboard an airborne hospital. Airborne hospital. Probably because I've never said those two words in conjunction before. And meet its fully voiced cast of electric characters. Brilliant. More than Pokemon then. As time passes for everyone on board, explore the interwoven lives of the patients and staff. Discover something new on each and every playthrough. This is... I'm not going to go into detail about this. This is a hand-drawn story game. I have to say, it looks charming. Because
we
that's
saw this.
probably the only thing they're going to say.
We saw this at a Nintendo Direct, I'm sure.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
And I know you said September 15th is stacked. I don't think Metal Hellsinger is quaking in its boots.
It's not got that much actual rivalry, has it? I mean, every game we've talked about is coming out September 15th.
Except for Ultimax, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Competition to become
I'm-
top
I'm-
10.
I'm still saying Metal Hellsinger is.
I think Metal Hellsinger is looking over its shoulder at Ultimax and shaking in its little Doom boots.
It's pretty harsh. Yeah. I mean,
Either way,
Wayward Strand, a lot of credit there.
Wayward Strand.
we're on.
Charming is the right word for it.
Charming.
If this is your type of game, you already know it's your type of game, and you'll love
Yes.
it. For everyone else, nod, smile, and move on.
Okay.
Yep, fair play.
Hidden Through Time Definitive Edition coming out on PlayStations and Switch September 16th. Hidden Through Time is a cute hide-and-seek game with objects taken from different wonderful eras of our world. I'm going to stop there because I'm not going to give this game too much credit. It's a Where's Waldo game. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Is that international before I continue?
I think it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the name
I'm pretty
changes,
certain it is,
right?
Yeah.
It's like Wally or whatever else, isn't it? So.
Right, yeah, good. So basically you just have your map and you have to click on things that you need to find.
It's a shame because when I saw this game, I was like, oh, this looks like it could be almost like a village builder or something like that. And it wasn't.
See, I saw this and went, wow, this survived the cut, Eddie. I'm shocked. I survived the cull. Okay.
I quite liked the art style. That's probably
So did
why I
Eddie.
didn't get rid of it.
I liked it. It's like cartoony. Yeah, and you never know with this type of art style. They could be going for some really dark humour.
Okay.
Like some proper Rick and Morty humour. But
Fair.
it didn't. It did not, though.
Right, brilliant. Okay, let's move on to another biggie. Return to Monkey Island, coming out on PC and Switch, September 19th. Return to Monkey Island is an unexpected, thrilling return of series creator Ron Gilbert that continues the story of the legendary adventure games. The Secret of Monkey Island came out in 1990. How fucking old do you feel now? Because I was like, I remember The Secret to Monkey Island. Yeah, I loved playing that as a kid. How amazing. I remember thinking, whoa, these graphics are amazing. Holy shit, 1990. I'm a billion years old. For those of you who don't know, it's like an adventure puzzle game. I personally do not like the look of this whatsoever. I do not like the art style that's gone down. But wasn't there a lot of really bad press around people saying negative things?
There was. I do like the art style.
Yes, I remember you saying at the time. Yeah.
What I really like is the fact that the blurb for this game didn't mess around. It just went, this game is unexpected and it's part of the legendary series.
Yes.
Brilliant.
The second part of a series that started.
This was unexpected and this is fucking legendary. Brilliant. Yeah. I'm all in.
Not messing
I do
about.
like the art style though. I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, the thing is, this is a game I will definitely play at some point. I sincerely doubt I'm going to buy it day one, but I will definitely be playing it one day.
I think I might have to play it just out of respect from the first one.
Yeah. Exactly that.
What happened with did loads of people... That wasn't the dick pic one, was it? Where loads of people...
No, that was God of War not getting footage. But they got 10 seconds of footage this week, so don't
There you
don't
go,
worry
no
about
dick
it.
pics this week.
Just
nobody.
nipple pics now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Just got a lot of hate. I think actually the developer as well went like off social media and was like, look,
yeah, that's right.
fuck you guys, and fair play, you know.
Yeah.
It's a new world out there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, in 1990, I bet he didn't get that. 5 billion people saying horrible, horrible things, yeah.
True that.
And sending him dick
5
pics.
billion? My God.
That is a lot. I mean, I like the art style.
There's a high proportion of the planet's population having a go in there.
Hey, come on, how many games were out in 1990? Come on, everyone played that.
I'd feel pretty bad if most of the planet was after me. But yeah.
But no, I think this game looks like it's going to be good. So people need
I'm
to
with
know.
you, Pete. I'm with you. I'm interested to see review scores.
Yes.
I think it'll be...
But it's published by Devolver, Ben.
Oh, it's published by Devolver. Okay, they don't miss.
Exactly.
They don't fucking miss.
Exactly.
Miss.
You already know it's a
Just
banger.
like Trek to Yomi does
Stop bringing up
miss.
Trek to Yomi.
Oh, we're calling it
I
Yomi.
I still didn't hate Yomi.
Oh, Yom off.
Very good. Next one, Construction Simulator. This did not get the cull, Pete, before you say, because
I'm very sad.
we have someone called Ben on this podcast.
Looks fantastic, but yeah, carry on.
I honestly considered cutting it out before I even told you it was there.
This one's going out on PC, PlayStations, Xboxes, September 20th. I'm not going to do the blurb. I was just about to, but
Eddie, go on. Come on.
Construction Simulator is back, bigger and better than ever.
It's back, baby!
How is it you suddenly become fluent?
Take charge of over 70 machines,
70 machines!
dozens of them brand new to the franchise. Go on, Ben. That's what you just
Sorry,
said.
new to the franchise!
And build to your heart's content on 2 huge maps.
Maps.
On your own or with friends.
Friends.
Right, I guarantee you're not playing this with friends, especially you, particularly Ben.
Yeah.
Oh god,
That's either a jibe that I don't have any friends, or that you're just not going to buy it.
Both, but no. But can I just say, I want all blurbs done in that fashion from now on, 'cause that was amazing. If it's not in a pirate accent, that's how I want to hear it.
Oh, no accents this week. Yeah, this looks like Farming Simulator, but with construction. Again, I looked it up to see if it was the same developer, because I even thought the graphics looked okay as well. But
so did I. The graphics are very good.
yes,
Really good.
I do agree.
And I have a see, I have a Forestry Simulator, and this looks like a far better, more polished version. Like, just much better.
I was just going to say, Ben, you can pretty much devastate an ecosystem by playing Forestry Simulator first, porting the map across,
nice.
and then building on it.
Lovely.
Nice. Yeah, you could proper.
And then, if you did it right, you could then go into Endling and pretend it was you who built over everything that they once lived in.
Whoa, now. Come on, behave. Don't bring Endling into this.
Right, let's move on. Hard Space Shipbreaker coming out on PS5 and Xboxes. I don't know what series.
No, Xbox Series X. It's next gen only.
Is it definitely
I believe
next gen only?
it's been on PC for ages, but it's next gen console only now.
Coming out September 20th. That one on those two. Equipped with cutting-edge salvaging tech, carve and slice spaceships to recover valuable materials. Upgrade your gear to take on more lucrative contracts and pay your billion credits debt to Lynx Corp. You savage ships for money, apparently, according to my typing. You have to be smart, though, with how you dismantle the ships, because there's there's loads of ways you can go wrong. You can do it so the air's compressed and then explodes, or you could maybe drill into a fuel tank or something, and all these kind of things. There are missions. You can upgrade your equipment. You can get all sorts of different kinds of equipment. The graphics look fantastic. The UI looks great. The reviews are fucking incredible. Have you seen the reviews?
Oh yeah, no, I've known about this game for a while. I'm asking myself now, and I'm not asking myself. I'm asking Google. Is this on Game Pass? Because this has Game Pass written all over it, doesn't it?
It does to me, but I don't know if it is or not.
I don't think it does. I think I would have seen something like this.
No, it's not. No, it's not going to Game Pass. I think this would do so fucking well on Game Pass, because I'd absolutely love to play it, but I don't really want to. Oh yeah, Hard Space Shipbreaker, out now on Game Pass. That's 24th of May 2022. That doesn't seem right. So it may or may not be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
At one point, it was on Game Pass.
It would appear so. Yeah, it's on the 24th of May. It says Hard Space Shipbreaker out now on Game Pass.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So maybe it may or may not have Game Pass written all over it.
Wow, we're doing really well on
brilliant.
this one.
I think it would be a really good Game Pass game, because for me,
yes, it's on Game Pass. Day one. Yes, 20th of September. There we go.
You know, Ben, if you didn't just keep talking, you could have looked up search.
Yes, I know he does that. Yeah,
no, absolutely not.
He does.
No.
Sorry, Ben. Is that Game Pass for everyone then?
It says Hard Space Game Pass launches on Xbox Series X and S on September 20th and joins Xbox Game Pass on day one.
I'm really looking forward to that, because I would never ever, because I can see it's 30 quid on Steam, I would never pay £30 for a game that all you're doing is dismantling stuff, because I hate that is the only kind of thing to it. But the fucking reviews are so good. Like PC Gamer 9 out of 10, The Gamer 10 out of 10, Game Grid 10 out of 10. Our friends at God is a Geek 9 out of 10. It's across the board's good, man.
I think anybody who likes Power Wash Simulator,
oh fucking hell,
might be into this type of thing, because this is a relaxing. I think this could be right up your street if you like Power Wash Simulator.
I mean, don't you have to occasionally defend your loot from other people and stuff?
Yeah, just like you might have to power wash a bee away or something like that. That doesn't happen in the game. Don't go in expecting that.
Right, okay.
I imagine that.
I also don't think you do, Pete. I don't. I haven't seen any.
I may be
I think it's
mixing
just
up
breaking down
trailers
ships.
then. Yeah,
I think it's just breaking down ships and stuff. I think it's just like a kind of a relaxing but methodical.
There are little, like, you can get things where you can kind of see where the pipes lead and stuff, and then you have your own mission. You have you've got a mission board where it gives you, how much money you'll get from it, kind of what hazards there are on that ship, and you can accept them and whatnot.
Sounds like Power Simulator, baby.
Oh, fuck me.
Wow. All I can say is this won a couple of big awards last year in early access.
Well,
So
there you
that-
go.
That suggests it's a pretty good game, doesn't it?
Yeah, in all seriousness, I think this is supposed to be really good. I've seen a lot of playthroughs, people playing it on stream.
Nice.
Ben, you know what really might encourage you on this one? It's the same publishers as SnowRunner.
I really liked SnowRunner
until
I got fucking stuck.
And
that was,
A Plague Tale. You liked that one as well.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. Good
Did you like
games.
Vampire? I don't think you did.
I did like Vampire. I completed Vampire. Yeah.
Same publisher? Yeah.
Sorry, has it got vampires in? Yeah.
Curse of the Dead Gods, you liked that one? What does it
I did like Curse of the Dead Gods. Wow, they don't miss, do they, these guys?
Don't miss!
Fucking hell.
Ben, I'll tell you what, while I'm going through the games of their publisher, I've just seen there's another game, I don't think you know this, called Mud Runner.
I do know that, Eddie. Don't you worry, son. I am way ahead of you. Don't you worry, boy.
Oh dear, right, that's tragic. Okay, moving on to our last one. Solstice?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. PC, PlayStation, or next gen PlayStation and Xbox. September 20th. Explore a dark world brimming with hidden mysteries. You thought I was going to be Scottish then, didn't you? Master a diverse combat system and inhabit the dual forces of two sisters in a coming-of-age dark fantasy story with fast-paced action, vicious enemies, and spectacular boss fights. It's a hack and slash. It's got a dark and grimy art style, which looks like it's actually quite well done. You can customise your weapons and abilities. What do you guys think?
Is that what we're calling Souls-likes now? Hack and slashes? Is that what we're calling them?
I didn't want to keep on just saying Souls-like every time.
I mean, literally the name is
the first
Solstice.
tag on
I mean,
Steam.
it's...
I know. I mean, and it's called Solstice.
And the name is so similar.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want, Eddie.
I don't want to call it
they've even
Souls-like.
got a big aqueducty bridge in the background of one of their art shots, Ben, Elden Ring style.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure
even,
one of their...
or even like in Dark Souls 1.
What qualifies as a Souls-like?
Yes.
What?
Well, when it's
Bit
like
of a hack and
a Souls
slash,
game.
really.
Fuck's sake.
When it's like a Souls game. It's a Souls-like.
Eddie, do you remember Devil May Cry?
No,
Yes.
Pete, don't encourage him.
Yes, I do.
Eddie, be better. Let's move on.
Well,
What's your
that's
pick of the week?
My pick of the week is actually going to be Hard Space Shipbreaker.
Oh, lovely.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I would, if it's got the mechanics of outside of breaking stuff down, I think this could be a really good game. And I've seen the reviews and people that I trust say it's a really, really good game. So I am looking forward to that coming out on Game Pass.
I'd love there to be one person out there who's like, oh, what's Eddie picking this week? That's what I'm picking up.
Yeah.
That's what, oh, please be Monkey Island. Please be Monkey Island. Damn it.
Please
Hard
be
Space.
Ultimax. I really want to play
Always,
Ultimax.
please be a free game on Game Pass. Please be a free game on Game Pass.
Oh, well, it's lucky I didn't pick the two that I culled because they were fucking terrible. You suck at parking. Oh, just go
Honestly,
look
if
it
you
up.
keep Construction Simulator in, we know the ones you cut are terrible.
I had to. There's Ben on. What do you want me to do, Pete?
Yeah, exactly. Come on, behave.
I should have just removed it and Ben would never have known about it.
But then how could I buy it?
Yeah,
That's true. So I'd be saving you money as well, really.
True.
Nice.
Anyway, okay, Hard Space Shipbreakers. Fair enough. Well, shall we move on to what we've actually been playing?
Yes, let's do that.
Excellent. I feel I should go first because we've already referenced the MMO RPG bit today. So let's kick it off by saying that I am playing Wrath of the Lich King Classic in WoW.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Back on World of Warcraft, yeah. Which,
He's back, baby.
yeah, unexpected. But to be honest, the moment it was sort of announced that it was coming this year, I was like, you probably should try. That was by far and away the best bit of WoW originally, and so far I am loving it, to be fair. I've gone onto one of the fresh start servers, so they've only started 4 worldwide fresh start servers, which is where no one can have a pre-existing character on that server. So you've got to go from level 0 up. And that's been, level 1 up. That's been challenging, shall we say. It's slow leveling, but thankfully Blizzard have given us a 50% XP boost, which is helping immensely. And actually, I've been really surprised by just how incredibly busy it is. Like, there's so many people online all the time that half the time you can't even complete quests because...
Well, how long did it take you to get on this, Pete?
Oh my God. I tried to sign into the PvP server, the player versus player worldwide server, and that one was a 6-hour queue.
6-hour wait, that's mental.
6-hour queue. And I actually left it, I put it on at lunch, left it until the end of work, and the queue was still 4 hours. So actually it wasn't going to be 6, it was going to be more like 10.
But you're doing what other people are doing at the moment and preparing for this DLC coming, right?
Yes. So Wrath of the Lich King itself drops on the 26th. This is the pre-patch. This is the pre-release moment. And yeah, so at the moment you're trying to level up to 70 so that you can go into the new content the moment it releases. I've got to level 48 so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a few days.
Yeah, I haven't played any Warhammer Total War 3 in 9 days or something.
That says how good this is then.
Yeah, and well, I mean, the funny bit is, because it's so busy, because there's so many people, I've had to move to the PvE server, but even that one gets short queues now and again. And there's basically always somewhere between 15 and 20,000 players on the server. It's massive. And that's making it really interesting. It also means that if you want to go do dungeons, if you want to do anything as a group, you find people. And half the reason I got to where I am is 3 nights in a row I was with the same team of people having a great laugh running dungeons.
That's cool.
And it was really fun. It's been really fun, and I may well end up doing it tomorrow because I got invited the other day to come on Tuesday.
Pete,
So,
are you full headset?
No.
Oh yeah. See, I couldn't do
Not
that.
Not yet.
Not
when you get to
yet.
raiding, when you get to raiding, you kind of have to be because you can't type and fight really. But the dungeons. Well, the other bit is we found out that the little group we assembled have a way of making this incredibly efficient. Normally in a dungeon, you've got 5 of you, you run in, you pull 5 or 6 enemies and you kill them as a team. That's the point. We have been, bearing in mind we're under-leveled for this as well, just due to the particular way we're built and the fact that we all played it 15 years ago, we've been pulling like 40 mobs at a time and then just living on the danger edge of getting wiped out, but getting through dungeons in about 10 minutes when they're meant to take 40. And that's actually made it even more entertaining because half the time you have a really close shave and then occasionally you get wiped and it's like, well, that was stupid of us, and go back to it. But it just makes it funnier. So that's actually been a really good experience so far, and I can't believe just how rejuvenated the social side of the game is. I've got an incredibly active guild, and this group of other random people I've played with who are coming back together most evenings, it seems. Which has all been great. The only negative so far is something I was expecting to enjoy, which is part of this pre-patch was the Scourge infestation, which is like an attack by the Lich King, who's obviously the big bad, where all the capital cities get infiltrated by zombies, and it's a bit like a zombie apocalypse in World of Warcraft.
Oh, cool.
Fundamentally. Now that, back in the day, that was hilarious and brilliant. But back in the day, you were already max level and could actually do something about it. Right. When there's very few max level people around, it's a bloodbath. Like most of the capital cities, you can't even go to. Like you cannot go there, and within seconds you're a zombie, lose control, can't do anything, can't get out, can't hand in quests because everyone there is dead, including the NPCs. That bit is a bit of a nightmare, but otherwise it's been brilliant. So basically, do not go to the capitals and you'll have a great time at the moment. But no, I think it's much better than I even expected it to be. And the rumour is that it's actually getting more players in than retail WoW at the moment.
Jesus. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far, and I'm looking forward to the full release in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, this is cool because to take you away from Warhammer is quite a big thing. You've been saying that you wanted to get back into this for a while, given that this expansion's coming, and this is probably. Am I right in saying that this is almost the best and probably the only time you'd be willing to do it? The fact that you're now getting to full level before the 26th, so recommending to other people who have an interest in World of Warcraft and are interested in that release on the 26th, you want to jump in now.
Yes.
To make a new character level up, or to take your old character, make sure they're leveled to the proper level, and then cross over. Because when you go through on that 26th, you totally convert your game, don't you? You choose to totally go through.
Exactly. So this is the thing. The reason why Burning Crusade, which was the one before, and I was tempted then but didn't stick at it, if you remember, and this one, they are sort of the end of the storyline that was started in Warcraft 3, which I think even you looked at once, didn't you, Eddie? Warcraft 3.
I think so.
When we were kids. Yeah. This is sort of the culmination of the storyline from that game in World of Warcraft. So everyone who played Warcraft 3 has an attachment to these two. And it looks like this has grabbed people. And I would recommend anyone who played it to give it another go. If you don't play on the Fresh Start servers, you can automatically get a level 55 Death Knight. So you skip a lot of the grinding and would be ready to go straight away. But the Fresh Start servers, no one's got insane amounts of gold. The markets aren't messed up. It's an economy reset like you see in Diablo and everything else all the time. It just sort of it makes it a level playing field, and that's been really interesting to see so far.
Cool.
I'm gonna throw one out there, Ben. Why don't you play this? Because you're always saying about how you want to play your everything, and your barrier in the way has always been I don't want to get in at this level when everyone else is already really high, and it sounds.
I know, Eddie. I know. I think for me, at the moment, I don't really want to play one, even though it is on my absolute to-do list of something that I do want to get into one of these. Also, the other thing that puts me off, I am very much a controller player, and they haven't developed
controller support.
Yeah, they haven't. I mean, there is partial controller support, and you can do things, but one, I don't know the game enough to be able to configure that, and I think I'd spend all my time configuring and then start to play the game and go, ugh, can't be bothered. Yes. So, it's one of those things. I think for Pete to go back in, because he's a veteran of World of Warcraft, it's almost that transition to going back is easy. Think of all the games that we've played in the past. It's so easy just to turn on and get back into it.
Yeah.
But for me, starting fresh, I think the learning curve would probably be too much. Also, there are things like, I know graphically it looks like what they're releasing is a nice version of the old games, but
it's not modern level graphics.
No, it's not modern level, and to have that learning curve put, if you haven't got nostalgia with it, I think it could be a tough knock, and so that's why I'm not.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's always had its own sort of art style as well, so it doesn't feel too badly aged, if you know what I mean, because of that.
Yes,
but I think if you sort of looked at it as a 2022 release, you would still go, really? That's the way you've gone with this? A bit like your reaction to Valheim last year, Ben, even though so many people said it was beautiful.
No, it wasn't.
For you.
Incorrect.
Right, fine, yes. But I actually mentioned this to Ben as well, Eddie, about if you wanted one of these games. But I actually want to save that for a feature a few weeks from now, being something along the lines of commitment issues in people looking for a day-to-day game. Because Ben has been talking about this for years and yet moves on from game to game within a month every time.
Well, I'm the only one who fucking does, so we've got a podcast here, guys.
What are you talking? I literally have bought a fucking £6 game that I didn't want to play just for this podcast this week.
A 2014 game is £6. Maybe we should move on to that game. £6.
We should, let's talk about this. How was this £6?
Go for it, Eddie. Tell us about this £6
It was
extravaganza.
£5.84, I believe, actually. Oh.
My God, you went way past your budget.
84p over my budget. I have been playing Door Kickers. That famous game.
Oh, yeah.
That we've all heard.
Tell us more.
This is the top-down Door Kickers, right?
Yes, it is, Pete.
I've seen this somewhere. Yeah,
you might have seen, I had it on the new releases a while ago of Door Kickers 2.
Right, yeah.
And that's probably where you've heard it. This is the original Door Kickers, baby.
My God, you saw a newly released game and went, "I'll buy the one from 8 years ago instead."
Because I thought, I bet it's cheap. And I was not wrong, sir.
That's top dollar for 8 years ago.
There you go. So this is from Kill House Games. They're a small indie development team. There's up to 7 of them now, though. So... Ooh, they must be rolling in it. It came out in 2014. It's a real-time 2D top-down tactics game. Basically, you control a SWAT team, and you have loads of missions that you could do. Freeform, where most of the missions are kill people and save hostages, or make sure you arrest a certain person, or make sure you get like evidence and whatnot. There is a campaign. Well, there's actually like kind of loads of campaigns, but again, they're kind of all just a campaign is just like 7 single missions in them. The whole kind of excitement about the game, it's all about kind of planning your mission, working out where your men are going to move. You can like go to their roster and you can customize the people. You can change their equipment, what tacticals they use, what armor, what guns. And because they have their own stats, like aiming and whatnot, then it kind of is kind of fun to make sure that your marksman has got like a sniper, or your nippy guy has got like an SMG or something. So the whole mission basically is trying to get your right people in the right place to use the right tactical equipment, yada, 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 yada. The problem with this game for me is what I've described is the whole entire game. It's very shallow.
I didn't see this one going well when you said it's kind of fun.
do you know what this game is? This game is great fun for a person who doesn't game much, who likes their casual games just to nip on, play a game, and then walk away. It's great fun for that, because like the planning of your things, and when everything goes well, like when you've got your shield guy hitting through the front and your sniper shooting through the window, you do feel like a badass. But then the mission finishes and you go, right, well, that's it. Now on to another mission. Yeah. And I think they really missed a beat. I think it would be interesting in Door Kickers 2 if they've kind of emphasize the roster a bit, where you kind of make, because right now the roster screen is literally just a little button in the top right, and it's like, oh, if you want to equip your people with different equipment, go and do that. They don't make it feel like a full game and excitement and, oh, this is really good doing this.
Eddie, you're making it sound like a mobile game, actually.
Yes, yeah, Ben, I would very much say this is the perfect Switch game where you're just on your sofa.
I didn't say that. I didn't say Switch game.
Where you just load it up on a Switch, because Switch is just
you
garbage.
You said that.
And
you said
you just play it.
He said
how do the graphics look?
That's the same. Yeah.
How do the graphics look, Eddie?
Like a 2014 top-down game would look like.
Yeah, it's a
on a mobile.
Game, yeah, it's a Switch game, Ben.
No, that's
it looks like a Switch game. Yeah, think Switch graphics and then think a lot better.
So brilliant graphics,
like Persona 5 graphics.
Bit like GTA 2.
Yeah, but I guess
I'm getting a lot of mixed messages here, guys.
This is very consistent and on-brand from me and Eddie.
Yeah, well, Eddie, this must have done all right, because there is a Door Kickers 2. Remember that?
There's actually a few. I think there's a Door Kickers 2. There's a Door Kickers where they kind of actually went down a completely different route, where it's like a sideways scrolling game, like one of your games, genuinely one of your games. They kind of got a few. I think it's supposed to be good. There you go. It got some awards. It got Best Tactics Game of 2014 by somebody, and yeah, it's a good simple game, but that's the problem. It's a little simple game. I will not be playing this for a long time, but I don't regret buying it.
You don't regret spending the money?
I don't regret spending £5.84 for it. No.
Wow.
He doesn't regret 1 pint lost to this game.
Fair. 1 expensive pint.
1 London pint.
Oh no,
No,
slightly
Eddie, we
under a
went out the
London
other
pint.
week, and that was the cost of the pint in the first place. Remember? Anyway,
Oh yeah, it was.
yeah, that was expensive.
We should probably
right.
move on to the big one, shouldn't we?
Let's move on to the
yeah.
big game of the week. So I've been playing Splatoon 3, and I've been looking forward to this for a hot minute, haven't I? So
You have, yeah.
questions have been raised, in all quarters really, about whether this is just a glorified DLC or it's actually a fully new game. So this is Nintendo's shooter, and it's a third-person kind of shooter, and it's a paintballing shooter. So they've never really had any obvious competition on the Switch for this type of game, especially this with the Nintendo charm. And the bright colours and just everything Nintendo that comes with what you'd expect to come with a shooter. And in answer to that question that everybody's been kind of posing, or a lot of people have been posing, it's somewhere in between. This is not revolutionary, but because of the lack of competition really that's required, it's like Splatoon 2, but it's just better and it's more refined and it's got so many quality of life improvements. It's just... Splatoon 2 was a tremendous game. And this is better than Splatoon 2. Yeah. So, from what I've played, it seems like the best multiplayer game on the Switch. It doesn't take any chances in it being a sequel, but Splatoon 2 was fucking excellent, and let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's just make it better.
You don't need to, do you?
Evolution,
not revolution. That's
absolutely. And I've seen things on YouTube where people and some reviews where people have said, if it just feels like Splatoon 2, and if you put Splatoon 2 and 3 side by side in a newbie's kind of like hands or something, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Yeah, that's true, but veteran Splatoon players would be able to tell some difference, and it's just more content, and it's bigger, and it's better, and it's easier to play and stuff. So, compared with a lot of Switch games recently, and we've talked about it, this has so much content. You have the regular turf war, which is the unranked 4v4, which is just turfing as much with paint as you can and writing over other people's paint and percentage-wise who wins. You have ranked battles, which have been replaced by something called anarchy battles now. Exactly the same as before, really, but you just have like an overall rank rather than individual ranks for the 4 different types of game. That's Rainmaker, Splat Zones, Clan Blitz, and Tower Control. Then you have Salmon Run, which was pretty much my favourite mode in Splatoon 2, which is where you're working together. It's like the PvE mode. Of horde. It's like a PvE horde mode kind of thing with 3 rounds in it, and it's exceptional. That's in it, but better than ever, which we'll go into. But and then it's got a single player, which is much like Splatoon 2's expansion, Octopath expansion, single player, but just in the game from the outset. And they've added in this other mode. It's like a card game tabletop version of Turf War, which actually is a nice little addition. And you can build your deck, you can enhance your deck by getting new cards and stuff like that. And I think it's quite good.
How many of these have you played so far, Ben?
I've played it all.
You've played every mode already? Bloody
Played
hell.
every mode.
Jesus.
Played
Solid
every
effort.
mode.
And is Salmon Run still your favourite?
Yeah, I've played a shit ton of Salmon Run. I wouldn't be surprised. Bearing in mind that it's Monday that we're recording, and I have been at work today, and I've still managed to play about an hour and a half. I think I've played well over 15 hours.
No.
I'm all over this. And it is a live service game. There's DLCs planned and coming. And it will enhance things. And from off the bat, there's like 12 maps, all this kind of stuff. Like there is, and that's not including like Salmon Run maps and stuff like that. It's brilliant, which is completely different. The matchmaking, so quality of life improvements. The matchmaking is better and it's easier, it's quicker. There's now a warm-up area where you can practice with the guns that you've put in and stuff, and with different targets, things like that. Before, much like you'd get, the equivalent would be kind of in Warzone, Eddie, as you're warming up. It's the equivalent of that type of thing, but you're just like in this little area where you can do all your practices, and then you can say, I'll join a game, and it'll be searching for a game in the background, and you can still do your warm-ups. Nice. Salmon Run, as I said, the real shit thing in Splatoon 2, and I've said it before, and widely publicised, it was time zoned. So Salmon Run, when I went to play Splatoon 2, wasn't always available. like the Salmon Run shop will be closed, and you're like, why have they done this? I once saw an article that said, oh, it's to ensure that the player base is always like high and stuff.
Yeah,
bollocks. Like, they've just made it 24/7. That is such an improvement, because some people only play Salmon Run.
Yeah,
like it's that good a mode. Such an improvement, and they seem to have even had balancing improvements in Salmon Run. It's a little easier than Splatoon 2, and I think that makes it better. Like, Salmon Run is, and they've added bosses at the end. Like, occasionally you get a super boss at the end.
Yep.
So you do your 3 runs, and then it'll go, oh no, a super boss cut, and you've got to take it down as a team. They've added more Salmon Run bosses as you go through, and which arrive during each kind of horde. Absolutely fantastic. It's just a much bigger, better version.
Yeah.
The actual gear system and the guns, they've added a few guns, and they're going to add more in the DLC and stuff, but it's pretty much identical. But it's actually quite fun to start it all again. So you have your gear, everything you're wearing comes with different perks, and you're unlocking perks for them. You're doing things where you can edit some of the perks. It's a massive time sink to get your exact loadout that you want, but that's all part of it. We do it in Warzone anyway, just like new guns, try and get a new loadout, that type of stuff. And it's just doing all of that again, and it's just incredibly fun. They even streamline it, right? When you've got Splatoon 2 save data on your Switch, it just goes, okay, well, we'll unlock ranked for you straight away. Whereas you'd have to reach level 10, which actually takes a hot minute if you're just doing that in Turf War. It takes a long time to get to level 10. So it just unlocks it straight for you, and it gives you some tickets, some golden tickets, so you can buy guns that are unlocked at a higher level if it was your favourite gun. Like, let's say you've been playing Splatoon 2 for ages and you use a specific gun, you could just go and buy that off the bat because you played Splatoon 2.
Ben, I've always wondered this, because I don't know this. I see loads of people playing it. What do the different weapons splat different things?
Yeah, so they've got different ranges, different damage, different spreads, and they're basically suited for different maps, really. Yeah, it's all paint, but you get like snipers, you'll get shotgun variants, you'll get like your SMG variants, your assault rifles, your standard type ones, and then you'll get different kind of weird ones that will be called like the Splatbrella, which it'll be basically like an equivalent would be like a shotgun, which then if you hold down opens up an umbrella, which will be your shield, and then if you let it go, it'll shoot the shield at them. It's just like different variants, but they've also added different specials into the game, because when you have a loadout of your gun, you have the gun, you have a grenade type special, which are different types, and then you'll have where you've turfed enough ground, you get a special, and they've added different types of specials, which could be turning into a crab with a crab like machine gun turret, or it could be like, it's just loads of different things that you get for like little, maybe like 5 seconds, which then could do massive damage or stuff like that. So, and each gun has been balanced in a different way to have a different like special attached and stuff like that. Right. So it's really worth your time unlocking different guns, and some guns I use like almost like a double SMG loadout, and double SMGs have this cool thing where if you're aiming them and you press B, you do a roll out the way, and it just gets you a different angle on people, and it's like a bit of quick movement and stuff like that. So each gun has different variants, and it is worthwhile trying them out. But if you play Splatoon 2, you know a lot of this stuff, so you're already honing in on the stuff that you like. But everything's just a little bit different. Even the ranked modes. Before in Splatoon 2, you'd have an individual rank for like all the different types of game, like tower control and splat zone and all this type of stuff. Now they've just got anarchy mode, which is either open or it's a series. So open one's just like when you just choose to enter ranked and you play a ranked match. Now there's a schedule for everything that's going on. Like you can see every 2 hours the maps change, and in ranked the game changes as well. So you could be playing splat zone for 2 hours, then it'll change to tower control, then it'll change to rainmaker and stuff like that. But you can see the schedule either on your phone on the app, or on your Switch. You can see in 2 hours time it's going to be my favorite, so I'm going to play ranked when it's the game that I want. And then in series mode, it's basically you try and play 5 matches without losing 3.
Right.
But and the ranked mode is basically a betting system. You bet with your rank points. So I inherited my rank from Splatoon 2,
Of course,
I think, because it just, I'm level B minus, so I think it's inherited. I actually think it's a little bit high for me at the moment because I am getting fucking mullered in ranked. Absolutely mullered. Way more than I would if I turned on Splatoon 2, so, but I'm getting absolutely mullered. But you basically bet so within a certain level, maybe it takes 350 points to get to the B minus to B plus. In an open rank match, you'd bet 2 of your ranking points, and then if you win, you'll get 8. Like, it just distributes the winning teams over the loser team over the winning team. So you basically get more points, and if you play a series, you're just betting more. You bet like 50-55 points, and so there's higher risk, higher reward kind of thing. It's very, very good, the multiplayer, and that's what everyone comes for, really. Aside from that, you have the single player, which, again, as I said, it's like the Octopath expansion for the last one. It's a very good a very good distraction. It's just a campaign. You get some cool collectibles, or you'll earn things in the campaign that will help you out in either like the tabletop battles, or it might give you they call it a food ticket, where basically like Call of Duty, where you just get double XP and stuff like that for 20 matches. It's all derivative. All of this stuff is all the same as the other ones. But
it's a template that works, isn't it?
Absolutely, and they just put a fun Nintendo twist on it. But what I would say about this shooter from other shooters, for me, is that it's probably the most collaborative shooter that I know of. What I mean by that is 2 things. I really don't care about how I perform. I only care about winning. Like, I only care about the team winning. And equally, if you're not playing well, your team will not win. Like, it's so team-based. You really need to know what you're doing, especially the ranked modes. Like, you just get absolutely fucking smashed. And it can't just be that you're always being put on a poor team. But what is brilliant about it, especially with Salmon Run and with the ranked ones, if you are in a really good team and you've just smashed someone, you can just choose to play with the same team. And so when you are winning, you go on a hot streak because all of you just keep playing with each other, especially like Salmon Run. I think I had like 6 or 7 runs where we completed it because I was just playing with the same guys. There's just loads of quality of life things about it. And I think it's a game that I think brings people together a little bit. I mean, even on Twitter, Ollie, who listens to the show, he said, if you want to play Splatoon, so I've given him my Twitch friend code and we'll play at some point. And if anybody else wants to squad up, I think this is a game that we could play. So if anybody's interested, just DM me on Twitter, and because I'm looking to play with people on Splatoon, because I think playing as a squad will just be so much better tactically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And have a lot more fun, and I'm going to be playing a shit ton of it going forwards.
Nice.
Yeah, really, really, really enjoying it. Really good game.
Yes, indeed.
Is this why you haven't joined Warzone all week?
Yeah, I have been playing a lot of Splatoon. Not gonna lie. I even think I said to you yesterday, I was like, you said, do you want to play Warzone? And I said, I'm gonna have Game of Thrones on, and I'm gonna play Splatoon.
I'm gonna play some Switch.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
We're getting our wins without you, don't worry.
Yeah, okay. You probably get more wins without me, don't worry.
Yeah, I was going to say, is the percentage risen? Or
Massively.
Fantastic. Well, I assume, to be honest, it's probably a good thing that we're doing a special episode next week, because you'll probably still be playing that, and I'll definitely still be playing WoW. So
yeah, but that special's going to be good. So
damn right it is.
And
but before that,
I've just loaded up Tarkov as well, so
you guys. Between that and Warzone, you're sorted as well for a couple of weeks. Yeah. But before we get on to that, we should probably do our feature, shouldn't we?
Cool.
Yep, let's go for it.
Which of course was on the Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
The Ubisoft forward. Yes. No. This was on last week, and I mean, we saw a lot of Assassin's Creed. Should we start with that?
Let's go through the Assassin's Creed stuff, because I think a lot of people would come for that, or at least let's group it all together, because
for sure.
There's a shit ton of it.
Oh my god. So much of it. So we saw Mirage first
We
and
did.
foremost.
We
Which,
did.
Yeah, I mean, from what we hear, this is going back to the roots.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking inspiration from 1, 2, and 3, and Black Flag without being piratey.
Yep.
I mean, you've put down here, Ben, that it's meant to be 10 to 15 hour. I missed that bit, I must be honest.
Yeah, I think that's retrospective, what's been put out to either the media, or that's what people are saying. So I assume they're getting it from somewhere. It's a shorter, more concise, back to roots experience. I think that's what people are being led to believe.
And this is it. And we're being told it's set in Baghdad as well, despite the trailer definitely showing Istanbul.
Yeah.
I mean, was it just me who saw that? Yeah, no, Eddie, I know you did too.
I know you and Eddie
did.
both said that.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely looked like it. And apparently the main character is seen in Istanbul later in the series. So that does make sense. I did think it was a bit odd that they picked an assassin who had just failed miserably at pickpocketing from that announcement trailer.
He had the skills, and he just needed to be honed.
He
is that what it is?
He failed miserably and was
at the
about
one
to
thing.
die.
He had the intent, but just needed to have the skills.
They looked at this guy, failed
So what
to
do they
climb a
look
small
for? They
wall.
they look for someone who's got the balls to steal.
Motivation.
Right.
They just look for anyone who's a thief, basically. we can work with this guy, but no. Obviously you could tell there was an awful lot of links to the early series there. The main character even is very Ezio from Assassin's Creed.
Or even the main. I mean, even the outfits and everything, wasn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the setting is going to be fantastic. I think it works really well. Going back to the sort of Assassin's Creed 1 Middle Eastern setting is awesome. Sorry, there's a dog barking, by the way, which you may hear in the background, but we'll see.
You don't have a
We'll see if it
dog.
comes out.
It's outside. It's loud enough to be through windows, like closed
London.
windows. Yeah, it is going mad.
Well, hopefully. Who cares? But if this is a shorter experience, I do think a lot of Assassin's Creed fans have been crying out for that, because the latest ones, as good as they are, some people say, I have enjoyed some of the later ones, but they almost feel like other games, and they've just put the Assassin's Creed kind of thing over it and stuff like that. So it seems like this would be better.
Yes, they kind of suffer from their own success as well, don't they? Because everything, like the original ones and that sort of style of doing open world, was really, really successful. And that's sort of made everything seem like it, done by them. You know what I mean? Like they've followed that template.
And you can't do the same thing forever.
Exactly,
and they've mixed it up, and they have done some. There's one thing that you could say of this series: what an incredible amount of top games they have released in this series over the years. Like the amount of Assassin's Creed games. If you said, I love Assassin's Creed and I'm going to play every single one from the start, you'd be good for the year. Like
a couple of years.
Yeah, like you cannot like, and as much as if you like Assassin's Creed or not, you cannot deny that what they've done is pretty special. There are very, very few series of games and franchises that have had this much success over this number of games.
Yes, yeah, very, very true. I mean, Final Fantasy is probably the only other one.
Yeah.
When you think about it. And, I mean, it's amusing that they chose to announce 5, basically, at the same time as well.
Well, there we go. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
That tells you a lot about how strong this franchise is.
And that was just the first one, so there we go.
That is literally just the first one, and that is coming out next year. Now, the second one we saw, Codename Red.
Yes.
Which is coming after Mirage, set in feudal Japan, and it's a full open world RPG, much like Valhalla. And
This looks like mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, you're playing a shinobi assassin in this one, aren't you? Which is obviously a perfect fit for Assassin's Creed. Like, it fits very well.
It is, but who else listening right now, ask yourself when you saw this, went, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, obviously.
As a that game is so polished, and as I said a few weeks ago when I played that, like the combat in that game is so tight. Like it is, it like oozes quality, and that's one thing of the Assassin's Creed games that I say it doesn't ooze. I'm not saying the combat's bad. I'm just saying
just drips out.
Well, I didn't like in Valhalla. I didn't like it, and it's there's no oozing of anything. Like it's just. But
we move on.
Yeah, but it's got something that somebody can directly compare it to, is what I'm saying, and so it's a risky business.
Yeah, very fair.
Ben, you're not happy. I thought you'd be over the moon by that one.
No, there's a risk. There's samurai in it, so Ben's going to hate it. And, I mean, as long as they don't mention samurai, but let him use a distinctive samurai katana. Ben's
if I could use my favoured blade, but just not be a samurai, that'd be great.
I think that's actually what you're going to get, because
Shinobi
used very similar swords, so I would bet you get that type in there.
Yeah.
But this also wasn't the only Far Eastern setting Assassin's Creed announced, was it? Because we also saw Codename Jade, which for one tiny moment, Eddie, I thought was going to be set in the Three Kingdoms.
Yeah.
And then I noticed it said BCE, not AD, and was like, oh, shame.
I think they missed a step there. They really should.
Well, maybe they're doing this as a prequel to Go Three Kingdoms version. Yeah, who knows?
What's a mistake?
Bit of a distant one, but hey, one can hope. But it will be set around the time of Qin Shi Huang and the Qin dynasty, so that could be an interesting setting as well. It's just this one's a mobile game, isn't it, Ben?
It's a mobile game, but supposedly it's been termed as a AAA game.
Yes, which is
a AAA phone game.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's what the marketing says. So
yes, I think it's a watch this space amongst all things with this. If you like mobile games, this one's probably one to follow.
It probably, absolutely.
Because if they're trying something new on mobile games, that might be a good thing. And then we also saw
Pete, that's coming from you. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm never going to play it.
What garbage is coming out of your mouth right now?
No, I said if you're into mobile games. I always do that before saying anything loosely positive about them. Because it's basically it's saying it's dead to me. But for those people who might be interested, this could be an interesting turning point.
Hey, Diablo Immortal was a banger.
Still dead to me.
Except for the microtransactions. Except for all the things that wasn't a banger about it.
Except
it was
for
a banger.
Everything that made it a game, it was an absolute banger. Yes.
Yes.
And anyway, yes, we also saw Codename Hex, didn't we? Which
briefly
we saw very little of. Yeah. I like the way they did the symbol.
Very little of both of these games.
Yeah, I like the way they did the symbol. You know.
What do we think this is set in? Do we know?
We do. I have seen something about the period. I'd have to look it up again. I can't offer you anything now, but there is actually, if somebody wants to look it up, there is actually a defined period for it.
Okay. Because to me, I got very Blair Witch vibes.
Yeah, it's definitely witchcraft involved heavily, isn't it? That's the point.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the settings, so
we don't know much about those two last games. All we know is that they will be connected through this Assassin's Creed Infinity hub launcher thing, which is connecting all the Assassin's Creed games in a singular kind of universe. I'm not sure whether it is just a hub or whether it's a type of game thing that will be. There's also a rumoured multiplayer thing to be attached through, and I don't know. I think they've explained. It just seemed more confusing than anything else. There's something that connects all these worlds, and I think that was the point of them talking about those last two. Don't know.
Yeah, it's sort of teasing content to come, isn't it? As opposed to actually showing you much about the content.
Interesting approach, though, them telling us about 5 games and them coming out in 2023 and beyond. Is that it just seems like you would hold that back, but it's like they've gone, well, we're just having one Ubisoft forward.
Yeah.
And we're just going to say everything and see where everything lands.
Yeah, well, I think because they've got this Infinity thing, they wanted to show what's coming to it. But it is a strange choice of way to sort of go like, here's another 10 years worth of Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we didn't get much outside CGI in any of this.
No, we didn't. We didn't get anything.
We didn't get anything at all. Yeah, absolutely nothing. So, I'm never convinced until I've got some gameplay.
However, the what people I think Assassin's Creed fans will be happy about is that one, they have Mirage, which is supposedly old school Assassin's Creed, and they have the feudal Japan one, which is the same Valhalla type origins, like whatever the Greece one was called, like
Odyssey.
It's Odyssey. Yeah, it was just another one of those games, the newer Assassin's Creed. So if you're all into Assassin's Creed games, this is a really good time for you.
Damn, yeah. I mean, there's a lot there for you to get into. Potentially, it's not here yet, but the first one is coming next year. So that's.
I think we might get a couple next year. I mean, you can't announce 5 and not expect 2 to come next year, sure.
Well, let's see. I mean, let's see. I don't know. I think you're being overly positive there because of the fact that we saw so little that wasn't CGI.
You heard it here first. There's going to be 2 Assassin's Creed games confirmed for next year.
2 in a year. That's
maybe
good,
Eddie. I'm not saying 3 won't happen.
Okay, I'm gonna move us on because there was other content and this is getting more and more ridiculous.
Wow,
we've got 5 Assassin's Creed games next year.
Confirmed. Yeah.
Confirmed, baby.
Inside scoop.
Yeah. Anyway. If that actually does turn out to be their business plan.
That'd be awesome.
But I thought we should also take a moment to speak about the fact that they talked about Mario and Rabbids Ben.
Oh, do you want to talk about another XCOM style game? Yeah. Or was it Aliens Dark Descent? And a game exactly like Aliens Dark Descent. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This continues to look quite good. What I thought was, you guys watching this trailer would go, this looks like absolute shit. But it's not. It's not. The first so Mario and Rabbids is good. I think this will be also good. I think this is a sleeper for a Game of the Year category winner.
Whoa, fucking
not Game of the Year, but a category Game of the Year. Mario and Rabbids will be in there contending. It'll be a mid-80s to high 80s score, I think. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see something. Comes out in October.
Eddie, don't worry, we don't have to go anywhere near it. It's fine. Don't all tell us about it on here.
Big comment.
But what else did we see? We saw Skull and Bones.
Yes, we did.
We saw more on Skull and Bones, which I am very unconvinced by this game. I don't know about you guys. It's coming out 8th of November. It's going to be up against Sonic Frontiers and God of War.
I mean,
and is it just me who thinks it looks ridiculous?
I mean, what's ridiculous is that when God of War got announced at that time, it didn't go, right, let's delay everything. Let's go full Forspoken.
Well, no, that would have been first step. But then surely at some point in this, someone went, how did pirate ships get torpedoes?
I know, you did say that, yeah.
Korean Hwacha. How the hell is that in a Caribbean pirate setting?
Maybe a little trip to China, did they?
I mean, the Pacific was pretty difficult to navigate for some time. But I think the torpedoes really was the one that threw me off.
The issue with this game is that it just looks like it will get boring. It looks like it's very one-dimensional, and you can change your ship. They showed about some customization on the ship. Yeah, but because I think maybe you could step off your ship and walk around camp or something. It just seems, I
think we saw 80% of the content in that trailer.
Yeah, and the problem is Sea of Thieves we've talked about this, has so much charm, has so much going on about it. It's such a successful game. You got to ask who's this being aimed at, and I'm not being funny, but 8th of November is a really, really tough one, and I know you can't just change things. I know you can't just, being very facetious, when we talked about ending before, the developer said to us, you can't just shift these things. Absolutely, you can't just shift it, but they must be like, fuck. Yeah. They must have been having so many conversations behind the scene now going, what are we to do after? Can we get into Game Pass? What launch are we going on? How do we make this free to play? We need to capitalize and get whatever sales we can initially. And then after a couple of months, we're probably going to have to go free to play on this. You're up against Sonic Frontiers, which is looking better and better every single time we see it.
Yeah.
And God of War. I mean, Who's getting
you've lost
Skull and
that.
Bones?
Yeah, you've lost that battle.
If it was on Game Pass, maybe.
Yeah.
But tough. I feel bad for this because you can tell they've put a lot of. I think they've put a lot of effort into this, but it's just that the effort seems to be in something which will probably be quite a boring gameplay loop. It's
Possibly
a shame.
wasn't worth putting the effort into. Yeah, it is a bit of a shame.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, what else did we see here that stood out? I suppose The Division
Yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah, a couple of Division things, weren't there?
Yeah, there was. So we saw Heartland, yeah. What's this? So we got a free-to-play, streamlined survival action shooter.
I really like the look of it, to be honest. I like a free-to-play game like that is right up my street. I love a survival kind of mission-based looter, get in there, do a mission, get some loot, come out kind of thing. I assume that's what it's going to be. And then we also got the last DLC announced for the Division 2, I think, as well. Yeah. And there was a Division mobile game, so there's quite a bit of
that's
Division stuff going on.
Yeah.
And there was that Rainbow Six mobile game, which actually looked quite good as well.
Yes.
So, bit of mobile action on this presentation.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed because I played the shit out of Division 1 and 2. In fact, Division 2, I think, is one of 5 games installed on my Xbox. And what's the other one we just fucking talked about? I've already forgotten already. That's how
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six. We all know how much I love my Rainbow Six games. And I was disappointed by all these. I think it's because 2 of them were mobile, which I can't stand. And the other one was free to play, which I know I shouldn't discredit. It always puts a bad taste in my mouth when it's, starts straight off with free to play. So, yeah. I mean, if you told me that there's going to be a Rainbow Six game and 2 Division games, and then I saw this. Luckily, I didn't know that before the fucking event, but yeah, disappointment.
Yeah, but overall, I was actually surprised. Overall, I mean, let's talk collectively about all of the presentations this week. Yeah. I was, not expecting an awful lot, and I quite like the Ubisoft one. I'm not balls deep into Assassin's Creed or anything, but you know what? That's pretty cool. And the Disney Marvel one I thought was a lovely format, and there's something for everyone. Not a lot of something, but something for everyone. And the Cyberpunk one, Edgerunners tomorrow, baby.
Yeah, I mean, the Cyberpunk is obviously the standout one for me. Ubisoft, I don't know, I thought it was too long, but otherwise can't complain about anything.
I mean, it was a long presentation, but the video that we all watched with the trailers was 18 minutes, so at least that was the case.
Thank God, yeah.
The summary was a lot better, but that's always my problem, is you're like, why can you get the same amount out of 20 minutes as you did out of the full thing?
And that's where the Disney one was excelled in my book.
Exactly, and I am sorry to admit I didn't see the Disney one. I should actually check that out after your review, to be honest.
The thing is, I don't think many people would have watched it, and they would have watched like maybe a YouTube catch up or something, if at all. And it wasn't one that you do need to watch. It was just, but I really do like a 20-minute presentation. Especially when you're cramming it with stuff, and it did get a lot of pushback saying like you didn't show a lot of the X, Y, Z. But to be honest, I just want to know things exist.
Exactly. Yeah, have it on the radar. You just want things put on the radar.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if people wanted to yell at us for our views on these things or suggest something we missed, how would they do so, Ben?
You can email us, podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk. You can tweet us or DM us about joining the Splatoon squad, Grumpy Gamers Podcast. No, it's not. That's not what it is, actually. It's at Grumpy Gamers Pod.
There we go, because they can only do it if you give them the right address, Ben, you realise.
Yes, at Grumpy Gamers Pod on Twitter. You can go to our YouTube, Grumpy Gamers Podcast, where we also put the podcast up. If you prefer watching it on YouTube or having it on in the background, let's say you're working from home and you want to keep your laptop active when you're not being active. Not saying you want to do that, but if you did, you could run a YouTube video and it could be our podcast. And you can also catch us on Twitch, Grumpy Gamers Podcast, all one word. We'll definitely be streaming Thursdays at 7 p.m. I wouldn't mind doing a few Splatoon streams as well, so just keep an eye out. I honestly
guarantee you will, but this week it's Miles Morales, isn't it?
This week, 7 p.m, it's Miles Morales Part 2, and Part 1 is on YouTube.
Yes, indeed. But until then, it's GG.
GG.
GG.